Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Nabilla Millenia. I'm from class A1 5th semester, and now I want to explain about variability in learner language. So, variability in learner language is one of interesting topics to talk about since the learner sometimes make an error in the use of specific target language structure and sometimes do not. Learners also inconsistently make use of a single form of pattern, but rather they show a preference for the use of one from among others that they use during the same period. So, by this discussion, we will know of how the learners organize their L2 because they produce a variability in their language. Since we know that the learner language is systematic and also their variety in producing a language is systematic, we can take an example where the learners say for this expression, yesterday I see you, but sometimes they say yesterday I saw you. For that example, learners sometimes choose the correct or incorrect one, and they consider to the adverb and try to change the verb that indicate the past tense form, such as see into saw. Uh, Scholars from different traditions have taken an opposing views on the importance of this phenomenon. The first approach, the practiced by Chomskyan tradition, typically regard variability as nothing more than performance errors and not worthy of systematic inquiry. Variability in this paradigm was ignored, but on the other hand, from two approaches, namely sociolinguistics and psycholinguistic view variability as key indicator of how the situation affects learners' language use. When the variability is ignored in the Chomskyan tradition, now we will talk about variability based on sociolinguistic and psycholinguistics. So, sociolinguistic models. These models' goal is to study language which has relation with the social context. In these models, we will discuss about the Lebovian paradigm, dynamic paradigm, and social psychological models. First, the Lebovian paradigm. Lebovian paradigm claims that variability in learner language do not occur randomly. It focused on the shape and identity of the element itself and its linguistic context, social identity, historical position, and stylistic level. Second is the dynamic paradigm. This paradigm was delivered by Bailey to show how a theory of language change can account for synchronic variability in language use. This dynamic paradigm shows that the dynamics of the language can influence the variability. For example, pidgins can develop rapidly when used as first language. It will be clear too when we discuss it. For example, the first group has a variation, then it is introduced to the second group. So the second group also have the innovation language that is produced by the second group, then introduced to the first group and used as in their environment. We will know more about it in with theory. Uh, and the third is itu